Good evening, Speed Gaming 5, and welcome to our weekly race here of Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide. I totally dropped my cadence. It's the first time I've had doing this Final Fantasy at least here, but we do have a Moogle Cup here between Neri Liana and Christopher Workin. My name is Nightdew. With me is Eric the Swift. How you doing tonight?
Hello, I'm doing pretty good. How is everybody else doing today?
We're doing pretty great, honestly. It's been a little bit of a hectic day, honestly. But we're not here for that. We're here for a little bit of Worlds Collide. As I said, this is Moogle Cup here, and I believe I actually have a little bit of history with both these runners here. Nehru has been jumping into Possum's Discord here and has actually posted some pretty good times here. As Elise, question for working. I had the honor of being his teammate back in about 5 years ago in a Final Fantasy IV event, so I know a little bit more about both of these two here.
And with the Moogle Cup, which is basically, a lot of people who are wanting to get more learning, more experience in the in racing, such as myself, for example, who was also in the Moogle Cup. So might see me run one of these seas one of these days. Hopefully soon, though. But yeah, we're looking forward to this. Uh, they look like they are I would say somewhat experienced, but are still willing to learn. Is that correct?
I believe so. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I've done a lot of research on this here, but they have been getting the help of mentors here. I do not know if they will be in their ear during this race, but I do know that this is a mentored event, so they are getting help. And at least as Nehru has told me, it has been paying off immensely. I believe she told me about a 134 PB here very recently, actually. So it'll be very good. I remember seeing her a little bit earlier and just kind of see how far they've both come here.
134 is a really good time, especially for learning or relearning, if anything, how to speedrun the game. So I'm looking forward to this. This is I'm pretty excited to see how these two will do, and we'll see
Yeah,
them.
absolutely here, and it looks like the gate will be dropping momentarily here, and we'll get our initial three characters, and then we'll see where we are going off from there.
It's something interesting about the Moogle Cup too is something that I haven't noticed until it happened was unlocking Kefka Tower skip. Now, normally with Kefka's Tower, you would have to do any one of your conditions for skips. However, with Moogle Cup, they have us doing any two of. So you could get your 9 characters in 22 checks, or your 9 characters in 12 espers, or 12 espers or 22 checks. Any one of the two. And it looks like they are starting off with a save and lock and Setzer.
All right, we've got Magitech on that lock, and was that Sortech on Sabin? I missed it as they both ran through that
I
there, but
I believe that was a sword tech.
that's a pretty powerful start coming out here, and immediately we see Divergence as Nay is headed straight to Narsh, and Quez headed straight for the free check in Colligan, and I kind of like that. Get this whole Setzer check out of the way, see if it comes up, and
Ooh,
that's an offering right out the gate here. Um,
that offering is going to be really good later on.
yes. Now here's the thing, and a question I do have to ask because I haven't looked at the Moogle Cup flags there all that much here. Now, unlike here, with Ultros League, the checks like that do not move scaling. Is that the same case in Moogle Cup?
That is something I'm not too sure about myself either. I want to say yes, but I could very well be wrong on that, and if I am, I'll accept it.
Tell you what, Gar, if you could join the Moogle Cup, if you can get me to consistently like sub 110, yeah, I'll let that happen, right? I totally have that authority. No, I don't.
So it looks like Christopher Walken is going straight to World of Ruin Narsh, presumably to get that check in the weapon shop and maybe that curse shield, but we don't know how many battles we would need to uncurse it. So it could be as low as 3, could be as high as potentially 17 or 18. It really all depends on how on how it goes.
Um, Quest for making the objectively correct choice to take the sword. We can get that Esper later, but yeah, Ragnarok sword right out the gate. And I believe Locke can swing that normally, so that's a really good pickup there as well. Another thing I've seen is that through days looting of Balance Narsh there. Oh wow, that's a Curse Shield 4. That's
Ooh.
wonderful, actually. Nate has found a pair of Genji gloves, not just one. One in the Adventures um, education there at the beginning, and then one inside the Lone Wolf Hout.
And those Genji gloves are really good finds, especially with that offering. You find another Ragnarok, or I don't know, maybe two Atma weapons or two Valiant knives. If we want to be really silly about it, you could just be overpowered, whelming. Especially if you also have a fixed dice, which Neruliana just also found in Returner's hideout.
Yeah, this seed definitely does not want for early power. Fixed dice is definitely one of the biggest things you can put on there. But as going through chat there, Ragnarok and Illumina are two of the things you definitely don't want to throw on there just because they lose their auto crit and procs. Got a flame shield in the returner's hideout as well. Quest to return encounters on sees a black dragon here. That Magitech is good there. If we had Revivifies, we could one shot that there, but then again, has seen that 4 in that cursed shield and could just be wanting to get a very fast paladin shield here.
And that would make sense to do that. I mean, you get your levels, you get the curse shield uncursed, and you can just throw that paladin shield on anybody, and they could get a really good chance of getting that Ultima.
Yeah. Even just besides that, his Magitech lock is doing some pretty good work here. You'll get Saban up to Sword Tech 3-ish maybe. We really won't be doing anything until Sword Tech 4 there, but Cossack saying Phoenix Down would work. Yes, any kind of Revivify or Phoenix Down would kill that undead Black Dragon.
Nehru finding another set of earrings in the World of Balance South Figaro and in the shop too, so we've got earrings aplenty.
Yeah, especially with that opening Magitech, Locke's gonna want a set of them there. I totally missed Setzer's ability. I guess I just completely wrote it from my mind there. But yeah, that's a wonderful a piece of kit there. So yeah, our Magitech Lock is going to be off to the races. That's not a good encounter for Quester for work in there because I don't know if were rats give magic points, and I believe that is one of the necessities to actually count as progress towards uncursing the shield.
They are an early game enemy, so they yeah, no, they don't. You find
Yep.
those pretty much within the first 10 minutes of the game.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like, as fate would have it, only Setzer can wield those fixed dice.
Yep. I mean, he does have them naturally at the very least there. To answer the question there, you don't need MP as in the resource MP, but you do need for the fight to yield magic points. So a lot of the early game enemies, you don't have espers there, so they really don't think you're going to be getting magic points off those, so they just don't have them, unfortunately.
And it looked like Nerulia is not going to, or sorry, Neruliana is not going to finish looting the South Figaro basement, which, I mean, you don't have Celeste, so you don't have to loot it, which makes perfect sense.
Mhm. It does also with the power. I mean, they already does have already has fixed dice offering or potential fixed dice offering. I don't think Nays actually went and done the check in. Actually, maybe what was Nay the one? I'm already crossing them up, but yeah, I mean, between the free checks there, I didn't see what Nay picked up there, so we do not know if Ragnarok or Crusader was picked up there.
Yeah, I don't think she did the Setzer check to get the offering. I think that was Christopher Workin.
Yep, is going to learn of this very free curse shield here with the 4 on it there. Um, but Yeah, that's pretty much a number like that's an easy an easy call to go in and curse that. So
I mean, with 4 battles, you can pretty much take that to Imperial Camp and just get that uncursed right then and there after, the 4 fixed encounters.
yeah, absolutely. I think actually now that I look at it, I think Quest for Workin may not have been to returners yet. That's just Wits has had very good early power and is trying to leverage it. So I don't know if Quinn knows about the no, does not know about the fixed dice yet. Edgar's Setzer's throwing cards here. So yeah, they have one of the other. Nay is actually going to get the other half of it right now, though.
And she does get that offering, which is very good for Setzer. Even better if, I don't know, if there was a second Genji glove and the second pair of fixed dice, but that's just me.
Yep. Yep. And Gar is saying that she did pick the Esper here, so it'll kind of be interesting to see what that Esper does provide here in a little bit. Meanwhile, the Imperial camp doesn't look too awfully bad, and Nay is headed to probably going to be in Imperial camp. She is in that neck of the woods there.
Let's see if she does put the offering on Setzer. That'll give her 4 dice rolls with potential good damage.
Yep, is setting Locke up to be the cursed shield bearer here. Is going back out and saving here. I can't say anything. I've done that all the time. Did I say better do it again?
I've been slowly getting myself out of that habit, so I do know how that is.
Yeah. Yeah. Something from going between Free Enterprise to this is resetting. While is a very good thing, but it sometimes just feels a little bit painful given that long open there. But yeah, it's still something you definitely want to do if you're in a bad place.
And
I'm
with
actually kind of a
these,
little bit surprised that Locke is the one spinning for Nay there, given that. Oh no, that's not good.
yeah, because she did fully unequip Lock minus the shield, so. But these dice, if she gets good rolls on these, Setzer will be able to carry through the rest of this fight. We take
Oh yeah,
1 down.
this is where that early grind for Quest for Working is really coming into play here. This is definitely a little spooky here on Nay's side. Is going to throw the dice and try to get through this now. Needs Setzer to roll a little better than that, though. That's, the dice are
Ooh.
taking away here. Does take out
Oh
one, and
no.
oh no, Luck's out with a missile there. That's percentage and not high. That's 25% there. So it's going to get a full 4 another throws trying to end this battle here.
And that'll do it. As that last sky armor goes down.
Yep. I mean, the good thing there is Setzer is the one getting the XP here. So very good that at the very least your fixed dice thrower is getting those levels, going to be able to get better dice rolls here very soon. We did see that the reward here over on Quest for Work Inside was a Minerva, not progression, but I'm never mad to have it. Unfortunately, Nate does a reset here, and I think that's more because Nate found out that she did not have Phoenix Downs or other curatives on her, and I think that's actually something that both runners are kind of running into here.
Yeah, not having any Phoenix Downs in a check like that, it can really hurt, and it does sting a lot if you've only got one person and low health, and all you've got is 16 sets of dice. But looks like she is going to bail out for now, maybe to get some grind fights. Meanwhile, Christopher Warken is taking the Barren Falls, finding Doomgaze.
Oh, that's okay.
And
Well,
he
we
passes algebra.
yeah, we passed basic multiplication here. But let's see. Doomgaze might also be taking advantage of those lack of resources. Locke busts out the Paladin shield to stop that Doom, though. Good evasion on it at least there, so
It is the best shield in the game.
it very much is there. Between the Minerva that Setzer, I believe, was able to equip, and that Paladin shield, Quest for Workin is enjoying quite a bit of actual defense. So maybe you're not as worried about not having those curatives.
Looks like Nehru is taking some grind fights in South Figaro Cave. Might be doing the grind fights and getting enough levels. Maybe going back to Imperial Camp, or may do the tunnel armor check that is here to get your levels and checks out of the way.
Yep, does have access to the recovery spring in here. Luckily, Work did not get the fixed ice. The fixed ice are in returners, and I do not believe Quest for Workin has been there. Actually, both of our runners here have been very light on the looting here.
Yeah, we didn't do full South Figaro basement. Christopher Workin didn't do returners, and I don't think either one of them's been to go take a look and see what's that offer for the Coliseum. So
Yep.
that'll be interesting to see if what they find in the chest will be good enough, or maybe we have those Illuminas and Atmo weapons and Valiant knives hiding out in the Coliseum.
Yeah, I noticed Quet is getting pretty lucky here with those Doom rolls. I think Doomgaze is 0 for 3 on just normal Dooms, and down goes Doomgaze there. Very well done.
I mean, hey, you should take that luck and go try his luck at the auction house.
Let's not go that far. Glowing stones may be available, but let's just ignore that right there.
Oh, come on, you gotta have faith.
I mean, imp robots are still available, I believe, but we don't talk about those two.
You can outbuy him, trust me. Just do it. Meanwhile,
I'm wondering,
Nehru
that's
is
kind of a little
fighting.
dangerous there. I saw Nate go for a Sword Tech 2 there, and I'm hoping that Saban doesn't just like counter a very confused lock if if that comes to pass. Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh,
And we do
there's
get
our
an old
first
man.
character. An old man filled with checks you really don't want to do, but we're going to do them anyway, possibly here.
And we get another character on Nehru's side. We get a mimic who his no, no one knows who he is, but we just call him Gogo.
Well, we call him Gogo, and while he can't actually set the Magitech command, I believe, he will have, at least have access to Sword Tech, which isn't that bad, I guess. I mean, he can mimic that
Yeah,
there.
he
Nay is.
Gogo cannot mimic Magitech because I did try that earlier today and I was not allowed to put it on him.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can use the mimic command there. Sail the Century, 6644 in Zen
That is
for
a
the.
very cheap Ragnarok.
Yep.
We're still seeing some divergence, and we also see fixed dice for sale, but it looks like he's gonna try to buy it with what he has.
Uh, Unfortunately, he just hasn't done that much looting there. And while I do agree that seeing fixed dice in there is a everything must go sale potentially, you're not going to sell the offering to get a fixed dice there. So, but that said, Quest for Orchid does not know where the free fixed dice is in the seed here, as Nene is headed straight to Zone Eater.
If only he went to returners. There's still looting that could be done.
Yeah, it's really kind of interesting there that, again, like I said, both of them just, I mean, I think I like Nate a little bit better. She did a little bit of loot there, has power, and this is spicy.
Oh, I
Quest
love
for
this
Workin
already.
is headed to Phoenix Cave.
And it looks like he's splitting his party by two.
That's very interesting there as well. I figured I'd make a 3-in-1 and take a shot at the dragon while I'm in there, but
Yeah, because once you clear this out, that's the only thing that really draws you back as a dragon, and then that at that point, I mean, you've got 2, 3 other spots where you can get dragons easily. So coming
mhm.
back to a phoenix cave just for a dragon just does not sound that tempting.
Yep. So is in here is going to roll through Phoenix Cave while Nay is coming up on the Crusher Room here.
It looks like Christopher Walken forgot to put the Moogle charms on. Oh,
Oh, so we did see what happened right before she got crushed there, as she's going to want that box because that was an experience egg.
yeah, that's not something you want to pass up at all.
Possum, that does actually sound like a pretty good breakfast. Eggs and pancakes, sign me up for that.
I know what I'm having for dinner.
Meanwhile, speaking of good loot, Aura Lance over on Quest for Work Inside. No, no Lance user that just kind of starts out on that, but you get a good jumper there. That's wonderful. Nay does this time get through the Crusher Room with the XP egg in hand, so very good run through there. Um, let's say we got another character to go check because I want to see mass chaos here.
Yeah, check out my weapon.
Oh, we got a
Not
Yeti,
tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
and I agree. With that Yumaro, I am totally putting him in my party right now.
So this is pretty interesting. With just a few checks down, and we already have 5 different characters and still a lot of checks to go. So this is already turning out quite a pretty wide seed. So it's going to be interesting to see what Nehru's next play is going to be.
Very much so. I am a big fan. Okay, so Fire 2 Quake Warp, as I finally get a good look at that Crusader. Not bad, not great, not bad.
I mean, Fire and Fire 2 helps if you get like N cross and 3 out of your 4 party members are frozen. You can just use Fire 1 to get them unfrozen, but I mean, that
Mhm.
probably won't be a worry until later on.
So Nay is throwing the XP egg on the Setzer there. Now I would be very interested in potentially going and looking for a Rage Ring for my Yeti there. I will say that I am very much more on the Yeti here than I have been in previously, and that is very that is a very unfortunate skies with a lot of the party's offense. Unfortunately, untargetable. You just want Setzer to do, yeah, like that. Just keep throwing dice like that at Rexol, and this will be a lot easier.
That
Wow.
is some good rolls. That has to be a dead Rexel with rolls like that.
Yeah,
Yep.
that is Setzer came up big here. You said it, kitty.
It'll be interesting to see what comes out of this. And it looks like Christopher Worken is grabbing a chest. May not opt to do the dragon fight. No, going for
Nope, going
dragon.
right for it. Oh, that's gonna be interesting if this comes up multi-pearl, because I don't know. Wait, actually, Luck has a paladin shield. I think we're fine.
Yeah, he's got nothing to worry about.
Mhm.
Although this is very interesting, only taking 2 party members and not the third. So that is going to be some very uneven party adjustments later on down the line.
Yep. Okay, I guess Nay is rethinking it. I actually very much love going up with the Yeti, hitting Dragon Tricock spot and Yumaro, but Nay may be looking for shopping here. Maybe a few more items. Going for looting in South Figaro here. Flame Shield as the prize for the Dragon in the Phoenix Cave, which is not exactly close to what it normally drops, but sure.
I mean, it is better than nothing, and I mean, I would hope for like an Illumina or a Valiant Knife, but a Flame Shield, you find any flame using enemies or bosses, it'll help later on down the line. Especially, should you be unfortunate enough to find a Magi Master.
Yep. We find a Palador. That's good enough, right?
And an Esper's
Ah,
an Esper, I'd take it.
Okay, we finally see Strego's skill there. I missed his stats though. He came with GP Rain.
It's a pretty good thing to have early on, and it looks like Christopher's going to do Collapsing House.
Yeah, it
Yep.
does look that way here. Another one of those interesting. Nay is shopping here. Says I want more warp stones, and I don't blame her. Everybody wants more warp stones, right?
It's good to get out of battles, out of areas you don't want to be in, out of unnecessary dinner parties, out of work. So I get buying wanting to buy 7 of those.
Knuckly saying the important stat on 39 on the magic power, which is a little bit up if I recall. Quest for Workin is doing the normal chest, is leaving the monster in the boxes alone here. Um, I guess he does have an offering, so does not want to take a look at those. So yeah, gonna not see exactly which two Miabs are out in Collapsing House. As Nay is heading into one of my favorite sets of checks in the game, the Umaro checks here.
Not only that, she'll be able to take down the dragon and Tri-Touch, so there's a potential chance for a very good item and maybe an Esper and a character, or 2 Espers. I mean, that's looking really good.
Yeah, add Dragon in there too. So we did see Modwin, who had Scan and Haste, not so great, but a Magic Power +1 on level, and I'm always happy to see plus Magic Power.
But we do get a Siren from Christopher Warken's side, which has Fire 3 and Magic
Um,
Power, I believe?
yeah, that's
Yeah,
a much better. It even has Mute, so Siren providing two ways to shut magic down on Final Kefka. Oh
and we do
my,
see
that's
more experience eggs, yeah.
yeah.
Which I don't think Christopher Warken has gotten from, whatever tricks Nehru has
Doesn't have
done.
go-go, so no, not at all. So yeah, here's the thing. Without a jumper, or at least any init spear user, I would be very tempted to sell both of those lances to get to that XP egg. Eh,
He's almost halfway there, picking up some
yeah.
Atlas armlets instead, which I don't blame. Getting your attack damage up a little bit more is, at this point in time, a little bit better than an experience egg, but not really by that much.
Yep, Nay deals with a storm dragon here, so it does pick up a force armor. Finally dispels the curse on that paladin shield, so hey, that's nice. And
Another offering.
wow,
Wow.
we have more offerings than what we know to do with at this point, unfortunately. But here we are. Oh, I guess Setzer can use Nara Lance because he came with it there. Now, Nay's not going to switch off those fixed dice, but that's totally a good weapon for Quest for Work in here. Maybe find some Dragoon Boots or something like that, too.
Break the game, double offering. Christopher Walken is opting to search the skies while we have piranhas at Tri-Touch spot, so this is going to be a little bit of a wait for Nehru here. But
Yeah, the big thing with Quest for Work in here is doesn't have dice, which is unfortunate, but does have a lock swinging that Ragnarok there, so it can at least put focus damage onto Rexall that way.
especially proccing a flare from that is primed to do just good damage.
Yeah, it's just really interesting to see the complete divergence both of these runners are going through here right now. And that's just a stinky fight on Nay's side, just because it's long here, and apparently that the piranhas have rolled fairly long on their timer here because more are still coming here.
Where there's one, there's many.
Yep, there's Rizapaz.
Christopher Walken finally getting his Maduin. So he is now another Esper closer to getting that Kefka Tower unlock. And that is a really dead fish.
Wow. Where are these roles, and where may I acquire them? Because that's absolutely bonkers. There, those fixed dice.
I don't know, man. Gotta pray really hard to the RNG gods.
And only just an item on TriTalk, and we have well, you were calling for an
That is
Illumina.
an
Well, now we
Illumina.
have an Illumina.
I am happy this seed is now validated.
And I would be really celebrating because at that point, Nay just goes straight to I would say lock here because we already know he can use it. Um, I guess the question is, can anybody else use? Oh, that's a very friendly it's a very friendly Illumina there, as it's can be equipped by multiple characters other than lock.
Interesting choice to put in on Sabin instead of Locke, but hmm.
I agree there, 2 points. Actually, it looks to be shifting it over to lock there. I mean, I guess we do have heal force from a Magitech menu as well as Teutonics there, but yeah, I totally get that.
I don't think any of the runners went up to see if there was anybody at Umaro's spot or not, so
I
this will
don't
be
think
interesting to see if
so,
it's a
but
character or an Esper.
yeah, I don't think anybody's been crazy enough to go try K&N here very Yep. Quests for working is gonna get the good news here. Because I don't think he's found any of those offerings. It is Touch the Eye of the Carving, so there's no character here, and it wasn't well, actually, no, there would be a character possibly.
And
Oh,
it's a Terra.
that is absolutely a character. Yeah.
And here we find Price First Magimaster. While
Yeah, I
Christopher
guess,
Walken is going through Mount Colts,
yep.
which is an interesting check.
I
It
mean, I
is one
guess
that
Saban
takes
has,
about a couple minutes, but
yeah. I mean, I guess Saban has Sword Tech 5 for healing too, right? Look at that Yeti being useful.
crouching in a corner?
After delivering the 1,000-point killing blow to Discount Magic Master.
I don't know, that Yeti's on thin ice. Alright, we'll see what Terra has here in just a second.
Um Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
and that 44 magic power too?
Whew, that is, where are my earrings, to go with along with everything else, yeah, welcome to the team, 44 Magic Shock. In
Yeah,
fact,
that is 100% Yeti replaceable.
yeah, that is, where's my magic power? Where's my earrings? Where's my enhancer? Where's everything to make this shock really good?
Yeah, that is one character set almost the rest of the seed. We'll see how far Terra can go with that shot, because I don't think that ability is something that can really carry through the final stages of the game.
It does take quite a bit of, it does take quite a bit of work there in terms of getting that magic power up, but, yeah, that's that 44 magic power shock there. I am going to assume is already going to be dealing four-figure damage here at these levels.
I mean, to be honest, seeing those stats is pretty shocking, so
Hmm And that was said in chat that Boogle's tournament stats can only roll up were from 100 to 125%. So we're not going to get characters with odd things like 18 stamina. Looking at you, Strago.
Hey, he's old. You gotta give him a break. You gotta give him one of those walkers with the tennis balls on the bottom. He'll get there eventually. Christopher
Uh,
Walken's taking on the Phantom Train, and Nehru is looking for some potential gear, or maybe backing out of World
it's
of
going
Power
for some
Stars.
healing by the looks of it, heading straight to the pot there. And speaking of power, 53
Oh
magic
my
realm,
god!
mild
Yeah,
man.
that is, and morph too. That what doubles it almost.
Yeah, Cure 2 and Bolt 3 on that Shiva at Mount Colts, by the by. So, no stats, but can't argue about those spells.
This is just like almost a magic based seed. Like the amount of magic power, that shot coming out.
Yeah, that shock for 1644. And I don't really think they put anything on that Terra.
Tara needs a new pair of earrings. And we do get a zone seek from the Welk spot, and it looks like we're getting that other reward from Locke's earlier check, which is a Ragnarok sword, which is a
Yeah,
good
and
stat tick. Goes from 44 to 51 magic power. That shock is gonna be ungodly.
yeah, and when you don't need to hit multiple things, you can always just have Terra take a swing now. Really heads up from Nate remembering that behind Welk was that check and seems to be wanting to replace. Oh, wants to give um like we have holy swords there, but arriving back at the whole Terra needs that Ragnarok more than anything here. But yeah, that's interesting. With that magic power, I would be very wanting to hand her. Oh, actually, oh, I see what's going on now. No, we're giving Lock is going to hurt things, and the Paladin shield is going over to Terra. So I guess the question I have as Quest for Work and finds a pair of Tyrannosaurs, which are absolutely wonderful experience if you don't get meteored to death. Um, but the question is, is the Ultima cost still altered to the 256 that it is in UL6?
I don't believe it does, because I've been running a few practices for the Moogle Cup, and I've gotten Ultima quite a few times, and it hasn't been that high. It does fluctuate, but never anything over, I want to say, 98.
Mhm. Okay, and Nay is now headed back to Imperial Base, which I may have forgotten about.
Very interesting to not give Terra an Illumina or a Ragnarok. I mean, that magic power boost with that shock is going to be doing not only potential damage, but you're going to be clearing out waves after waves, especially in the Imperial camp. Like that's something.
Yeah.
That is
I'm
very
thinking she
interesting.
might have enough to go through with it right now. So the big thing here is that I mean I can't really fault Nay here because dual wielding both big sticks there is, well, you're kind of seeing the results of that right now. But
And we're getting a flame eater in the Phantom Train spot, so we have any of those ice twos or ice threes. It looks like Saban's the imp, so if we have any imp arbor, that'll be, or weaponry for that matter, that'll be good for Saban.
no, just a pearl lance. But unfortunately, Flame Eater does unfortunately not care.
I don't know, man. That flame eater eats pearls for breakfast.
But does not eat flares for breakfast because, yeah, that 2815 plus whatever comes out of this flare, however, is probably one very dead flare. Oh, it lived. Okay.
For now. Here comes that ice 3 to put it to bed. Very nice.
So Nate is going to get the Minerva out of Imperial Camp here. So both of them are going to have two very elementally resistant characters here. Um, and unfortunately steps in front of the fighting. And while funny, it kind of weirded me out the first time I just got knocked away. I'm like, wait, I'm trying to start a fight here.
It was so fun, I had to do it again.
Hmm.
Looks like Christopher Walken's heading to Cave for the realm check, so it's nice. It's, it's peekable. You see a character, you could decide to dip out or not.
Absolutely, this is a very fast check, especially if you have access to warp stones. We did get the hint of a merchant sprite, so we know that it is not a character at the very least.
So high chance for Esper, high chance for a potential dead check, but only one way to find out.
But
By
yeah,
finding,
Knuckly's saying that they cracked her seat open a little bit more. Oh my, that is not what you want to see, unfortunately.
huh, look at that. It's a name brand number 24.
Yeah, it's a name brand number 24. So the big thing is here. Okay, at least gonna burn a flame shield, and with a morph realm, that's probably going for Niners. The question is where the rest of that damage is coming from here.
Well, I mean, if you want to take off your other elemental shields, if you have them, or if you have
Yeah.
rods in general, but
Well, we had wall
man,
change
even then,
there. Offering isn't doing much here. I mean, could could try to take some swings with the Ragnarok and Illuma there. Ragnarok could get flare proc at least.
now
Um,
would be a great time for Setzer to have those fixed dice, because that fixed dice and offering does ignore and break through his defense, so that'll be a massive help for fighting against Magimaster.
yep, Nay is looking for something in this neck of the woods here. Maybe going. Oh, he is going Phantom Train here, so he's going to see the Peakable Realm. So the question is Nay going to like that, or is Nay going to reset out of that?
I mean, she already is at 6 characters, so at this point, it's whether or not do I want an extra character for more checks, or do I want to do the checks of the characters I have now, know where Realm is, and then, if I'm that desperate enough, come back and pick her up for this potential Esper in where Magimaster is hiding, and Realm goes down for Christopher Walken too. Oh,
Yeah, Realm had Cure 2, so that was a good thing there. Does see that Realm, does see 53 magic base and morph. Says get in the party, but you're not coming with.
yeah, at this point, it looks like, you have your party set up. You don't want to alter that too much. So it's good to. Oh, nope. Gonna reset out a Phantom Train.
Okay, does not want the Realm. Can't really blame her at this point. Doesn't really do anything, and while I do like Realm's checks over, say, Stragos, well, I don't think Nate's been to Barren Falls yet either, actually, now that I think about it. Which actually makes me wonder if Nate comes back, because you did say that, well, you do have to, if you think you're getting close to 22 checks and do want to get that KT skip out there, it's a potentiality at least, I guess.
Especially too because she only right now has 3 Espers. So if all of her other checks come back and there's not really that much left, I mean that realm is more of a desperado move.
Yeah. Is headed to Daryl's tomb now. Don't hate that play here. Looks like we are waking up the other characters. As Quest for Workin is continuing to keep swinging here. Yeah, I guess if you were to at least drop that imp, I guess you could start getting some sort of Tech 4s out, though, even though those don't pierce either, but
They will hit, but they're not damaging or defense ignoring.
yeah.
That
Move
would
that
be really
Paladin
the only
shield over
problem.
to let's go for Sword Tech 1s. Those are defense piercing. Okay, that's a pretty heads up play.
We just have to see if he wants to get Realm or Lock back up to try to get some more magic damage going through. But at this point, with all these wall changes,
Mhm.
not really worth trying to do. I'd say just dispatching the Magimaster is probably the more of the safer option to go. So I do see this being a very good play. And that Minerva is really paying off for Setzer.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things that might get through in terms of, I believe, wind if Magimaster comes up with those, but that's about it in terms of getting through Minerva. I really can't do anything about the Paladin shield. So yeah, it's gonna get through this about 12 to 1300 damage at a time here.
Meanwhile, Nehru finds a sleeping phantom over in Daryl's tomb with an Atma as a guard. Shouldn't be that bad of a battle. I mean, she's got shock, she's got Magitech, sword tech, offering fixed dice. I see this as like a nice swim in the park.
Oh, well,
And that is
Questor gets through and gets fixed dice. So without getting without getting the set in the returner's hideout, now has a something to put on a offering for Setzer there. Probably grumbling says I could have used that 5 minutes ago.
that does feel like a massive kick in the teeth.
Yeah. Now I looked over and Tara was doing over 5K with that shock command. Did we move over swords again, or I'm not sure actually. No, Locke is swinging both big sticks still, so must have found something else.
That is some big shock damage. 5 grand. 5,000 for shock. That is just blowing past these bosses.
Yep, does get that phantom. I believe that's the first potential calmness protection we've seen of the seed there. I saw Regin Poison Life Flare as the spells on it. Not the best, not the worst.
That HP plus 50 is also really nice if you want to start trying to build up an Atma weapon user.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, I think both of our runners do have the power that they want here. Again, with Quest for finding those fixed dice there, they've got really all the stuff they really want here. It's just getting those checks in now here. So the interesting thing is between all the characters we found, both do have the requisite amount of characters to get into KT and not Espers. So I'm kind of wondering. I think we've seen enough where we get to 9, and at that point, again, we did see Nay say no on taking that realm out of the Phantom Train. Um, but I wonder if you find a couple more characters, especially ones you don't reset out of so easily, if you come back, if that just happens to be a skip there.
It really all depends on what this Owser's Mansion check is. I mean, if it's also a dead check, then saying no to that realm makes it pretty.
Wait, is that
Oh,
a Katana Soul on the
yeah.
painting fight?
All right, who painted Cantata Soul? We got to talk about this.
Yeah, the seed says you're getting these offerings and you're liking them. Now, mind you, I've seen some other nice things in shops, and offerings can be exchanged for goods and services, as one Homer Simpson might say.
I mean, the game gives you offerings. you got to do something with them. Selling them for money. I mean, think of all the peanuts you could buy.
That is a
And
lot of peanuts, yes.
it looks like Nehru's gonna peek the Mobliz World of Ruin check to see what we're potentially taking away. Ooh,
You're not gonna take XP away, Egg. At this stage of the game, I'm not sure if I am taking XP Egg away here. But let's see what Nay says to this. Nay says,
saying
"No,
no.
no kids. Pets the dog on the way out. Pets the other dog on the way out. Pet all the dogs on the way out. Not
So
just
we've
Interceptor and
already
Strago's Mansion, but
we've already triple validated this seed. I think we're good enough, but if you do miss that dog in Strago's house, that is seed invalidated. That is an instant disqualification.
I mean, Nay has pet a lot of Dragos here or Doggos here. Dragos. I'm thinking of dragons now. But also is looks like you're going to be stopping in Collapsing House here, which I believe was another Esper.
Also gonna go check that Sens Thief. I wouldn't have paid that much. World of
I
Balance was
mean,
like
that's
6 grand.
only. I mean, that's only knowing that world of balance there. If I'm in a hurry and I'm blind checking it and it says 18K, I'm probably gonna give you 18K for it.
And we get a vanilla Chatternook. I don't know if this is completely random. That's vanilla. Come on now.
Well, I mean, it's as vanilla as Katana Soul in the painting. Okay, maybe not that, but
Well, we can only dream that it's vanilla.
I mean, hey, if you're putting Katana Soul in all the paintings in a vanilla game, I'm checking all those paintings. Give me all those offerings.
I mean, it only makes it better if the three statue bosses were just nothing but katana souls. You want
Eh,
offerings? We got them. I mean, it's always nice when the seeds offer you offerings. So
yep. It was Siren. That's it. So Nate picks up that Siren and gets the double way between Siren and the mute spell that she teaches to deal with the magic part of Final Kefka here. Does go back in for a little bit of shopping here. Sleeping bags. Everybody loves those, right?
who doesn't?
Mega elixirs for the low price of 32K.
Uh, at that point, that's not really something I would buy. I would kind of hope to get that off of a boss defeated.
Well, I mean, Questword does have that. Does have that Mega Elixir in his pocket from Magi Master. The one that Nay is not going to find, leaving that realm behind.
We do see a Miranda check for the shop, so looks like Nehru was looking for something specific. Maybe a little bit more power, maybe some more relics, maybe. But
That's a good question. The only thing I can think of that I'd really want that's like right in the shop right now, is with Laka hoarding all the good swords. An enhancer doesn't seem bad. Gara. Oh well, that's an opera house. That's a dragon. I would go kill that. That's fine.
I mean, this does seem like a good play. You get a dragon, you get experience, you get a higher tier item, like a valiant knife. I'm calling it now.
You guys do know the ABCD of Worlds Collide, right? Always be killing dragons.
Oh, I see. I'm still learning my AB3s and 1-2Cs, so that is
Uh,
something good to know.
indeed.
Always be threeing dragons. I'll have to try to remember that. And we
Yeah,
do get an
we'll work
auction
on that
house
there.
place.
Well, we get an auction house check, but unfortunately, or fortunately for those of us who really don't want to see the auction house, glowing stones are not available. Um, things also not available. Mercy for sets are there, as yeah, those dice. Yeah, that's an erased red dragon.
That quad 9. That is just enough to make that red dragon a dead dragon.
Uh, okay, so Terra does pick up Ultima off the shield now, so slow spell animation, but lots of power. Just a flip. Is that both dragons most of the dragons we've seen now passing on elemental shields?
That's a weird glitch. It said flame shield, but I'm pretty sure that was a valiant knife. That looks like a flame shield. If it looks like a flame shield and it quacks like a flame shield, it's a valiant knife.
I mean, I would get my flame shield checked if it starts quacking, but that's besides the point.
They're resilient to fire. Good swimmers, those flame shields.
Yep.
It looks like we're getting a sealed cave play from Nehru, which is really good because you could potentially get all of that loot in that house down there on your way out. Or
Nate's
looks
saying
like
I
she's
don't got
going
time for
right
loot.
back
I
to it.
just want to check. But then saying maybe I do have time for loot, and well, okay.
A third fixed dice, and that's all she needs. Wow. So that is 3 sets of fixed dice we found so far this seed.
Now, if I'm down there opening 2 chests, I'm opening the rest of them. That's a little, I mean, sure, more fixed dice, or maybe that was just reminding her that, hey, you've got all the power you need here, so.
I mean, with all these fixed dice, get a plane ticket. We're going to Vegas.
I mean, knowing my luck, I'd go straight to Vegas and lose everything.
I'd lose everything going to Vegas on the plane. And it looks like, huh, bridges were not working for Nehru. That was weird.
Hmm. This room is a weird room sometimes, but. Okay, bridges appear to be working now again.
Bridges have been fixed. They are no longer under construction.
So again, I haven't seen Life 3 or anything like that, so that phantom that came out of Daryl's tomb is still potentially our only calmness protection to date, other than, just getting lucky, but Quest for Work and head to Fanatic's Tower. Gonna give us a look there. That's a Mog, and
Ooh.
Questifer says, yeah, I'll take a Moogle.
It'd be interesting to see if he goes just for the dragon and then bails out. And we find the King of Figaro himself at the sealed cave, which is really opening this seed very wide. A lot of divergence in between these two runners, and that is a blitz. That is the wrong brother.
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually happy to see Blitz, not this late in the seed. Um, that really kind of it's really interesting. I believe other than Go-Go, it's like these two are kind of playing blackout bingo with the characters here, saying, well, you got this person, so I don't get this person, and well,
And Nehru opting not to get the rest of the loot in that basement. That is
mhm.
a decent call.
I mean, I agree with it to a point here. They has everything she needs to win, and it seems to be leaning into it here. The question now more is we're making more character checks. Nay's up in the Esper count 7-6. Where are the rest of our Espers here? We're finding characters all day.
Hmm. If I were an Esper, where would I be? I mean, if I was a set of 3, I'd be up in the floating continent just laughing.
Yeah, I guess Shadow is one of those characters we have not found yet here. We do well, we do find a Magicite on the throne here. So Nate takes a 7 Esper to 6 Esper lead here, as both do have the characters. Meanwhile, do you like Holy Swords? Because there's even more in Fanatic's Tower.
You know what? That just gives us more of an opportunity to proc Pearl on Girl in Tier 3. That's the play we need.
Perhaps so. C's only lock in this party can equip that, and notes that Sabin can equip that Illumina there, so I'm sure he's not too unhappy about that. Nay is going to get the other news here. Is going to the item shop first.
Selling a fixed dice and an offering. That
Okay,
is,
I would not want to be taking on that shopkeep in a fight anymore, as now he has the
yeah.
combo.
It's not just the combo, he has all the power. It looks like she's going for an auction house play. Gonna get the bad news.
That
Didn't
glowing
need to
stones
sell
are
those dice
not
or
available.
offering. Meanwhile, on Christopher Walken's side, we've got Vargas and the Pooh brothers.
Who let bears into the magic tower?
Bears don't know magic. Silly bears, magics are for humans.
Humans and all those other monsters that find some ways to actually cast magic. That said, we do know that Quest for Workin is headed towards a Mog. Nay is blazing some new ground here and is headed to Zozo, which, I mean, she does have Terra, so we're going to see what's on top of this check.
And it does make sense, too, to get this one done and out of the way. It's a good chance for there to be an Esper, but if it's a character, that is the last thing that Nehru wants to see here.
I mean, if it's a character, I mean, I keep talking about Skip there. Does Nay go back to Phantom Train and pick up Realm?
I mean, provided where she is along in the checks line.
Mhm.
Because she could get those 9 characters and the 22 checks, but if that's what she's going to go for, she will have to go back and do Phantom Train.
Yeah. Come on, Possum. You don't want an Imp robot? We got plenty. No, neither runner has beat K&N. We do not know anything about K&N.
You know, I really hope Kefka and Harsh has a golem.
So mean. Now, to be fair, Quest for Working with picking up this Mog. I mean, I would route K&N in with a Lone Wolf check. Sure, why not?
This is going to put Christopher Walken at 18 checks.
But he'd
Okay,
be
so
4 checks away to get that Kefka's Tower skip. So that is a very interesting
well, it
decision to
would.
make.
Well, possibly, because we do know that they do need to fulfill 2 of those, unlike UL where it's only 1. Meanwhile, there is a
Hey, we
Cyan.
got Cyan with a
That's
runic.
wow. I mean, Doma Defense is looking pretty good these days, but wow.
Doma defense, and don't we have somebody using sword tech?
Oh, we do, yes. Now, mind you, that being 2 checks away from getting into KT is not the best in the world for Doma Dream, but it probably would get you there.
It looks like that's what Nehru's going to do.
Hmm.
Getting this, I mean, getting all those sword techs online.
Yeah, it does. I mean, she's got levels where I think she's already up to Sword Tech 6, maybe. Meanwhile, Quest for Working going to get the great news that the Storm Dragon holds yet another offering.
More offerings to sell, more offerings to keep. Where are these offerings when I need them?
I mean, I usually find them when I don't have anything to offering, but that's another story entirely.
This game's not offering enough.
It seems to be offering quite a lot, though.
And Nehru is sticking to her guns
With the
with this
Stoma Dream
Doma
play.
Dream, yeah.
It's getting a little turned around here, but there's one. Oh no, has found the other. Okay, is ready to confront our stooge check here. And actually, Quest for Workin is barreling towards his 8th character here, because we do know that there's actually, was this the Illumina, I believe, after the Piranhas, I believe? But we do know it's Terra at Yumaro.
I want to say it was an Illumina here. I know it was a dead check. That much I know.
Yes.
It's either an Illumina or fixed dice. We'll see here in a minute. We get a Phoenix from the Three Stooges. And it looks like not a character for the second part of Phantom Train.
That's really good news for Nay, as that is pretty much going to be almost guaranteed. I think I might almost guarantee that the 9th Esper is going to be found here in Doma Dream.
Without a doubt. Although I will be massively surprised if it turns out that these next two checks are dead checks.
Massively surprised, but still somewhat entertained. Okay, Possum telling us that it is guaranteed there. As that check is, one day I will go back to memorizing that, which one can and can't be.
So finishing off Phantom or Doma Dream will give Nehru go mode, but the question here is she going to opt to go for skip?
It's a very good question here. Again, knowing where a character is, so you have a guaranteed check for a character, it at least goes to the realm of thought here that you might want to take Phantom Train, just roll through everything you can for that check.
And meanwhile, we're gonna see getting Lone Wolf activated to go chase him down. So we'll see what's at Kefka and Narsh in the process.
My money's on Shadow. Calling it
I
now.
want Golem. If Golem's not there, invalidated seed.
Maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but it appears that Nairu is using a manual tracker.
Um, I am not sure, honestly, in terms of
Oh yeah,
this
that's
tracker
definitely a
there.
manual
Oh,
tracker.
Oh. So we're not exactly sure how many checks Nehru has done.
yep.
I think she's keeping a fairly accurate count, but yeah, but it doesn't actually have a count. So I'm trying to manually count it off of the tracker.
All right. We definitely don't have a character on K and N, so that's gone. Down goes Uncle Ulti at but that's 3 out of 4 of the Ultroses there. Lone Wolf tries to tempt us with a Thunder Shield. Quest for Workin is not tempted at all here. That is 9 Espers for Nay. So that is KT mode at least.
When we
Bahamut
do have
at
Bahamut for Christopher Workin and
mhm.
Ifrit for Nehru. So it'll be interesting to see what these two have here.
Yeah, Nay says, I don't even care what's on the throne. I'm out.
It looks like she could be going straight to tower. At least this point, it would make sense. Yep. No?
Is
Maybe.
stopping, pause over Fnatic's tower for a moment. Then
To
Sano and
Fnatic's
is
tower, it'll be
stopping
funny.
it at Zen, probably for a shopping trip. I wouldn't buy that many sleeping bags. I would definitely say I'd I'd buy another Mega Elixir at that point there.
I'd load up on as many sleeping bags as I can hold. 99 sleeping bags, I'll never be tired again. It looks like we are making some sales to potentially get another Mega Elixir or two.
Yeah, could be wanting some X potions on the side, but did sell an X potion to get there, so I don't know. That's Doom at K&N there. So yeah, he's been available since the get go. They does turn around to buy some more X potions though.
So we know where one of the three statues are. Now we just need the other two statues in the mixed spots at Kefka's Tower.
He's flying around a bit, sees the tower, is saving next to the tower, is going to be going into the tower by all looks of it here.
So it'll be interesting to see how she diverts her party with 8 characters. You know, you don't really have that much to worry about, especially since you do have a Yeti.
Yeah, her primary offense, she's got tons of offense between Setzer, Locke, and Terra. Those are the three probably splitting up here. Sabin isn't bad here either.
And we do get an Esper from Kefka at Narsh. It's a Saffron, but close enough to Golem.
I mean, doesn't unfortunately stop calmness there, but again, just looking at both of them having their rosters open at the same time, still just tells you how different routes we have taken here. Quest for Work, going to the Moogle defense and is finding Celeste.
We're just getting characters non-stop. I mean, finding Celeste here is good because you get one free check in South Figaro Basement. You also have Opera House Disruption if you want to gain a little bit more levels and get a check out of that as well. Although at this point, taking the Magitech Factory is, this late in the game, not really something I would want to do.
I mean, you could pop in check 1 and 2 and then warp stone out without having to go through minecart at least.
Maybe at least the first check if it's an Esper. If it's a dead check, I would potentially debate doing the second one.
Just gonna take a look at an encounter here. But anyway, Nate was in KT at roughly 109 there, which that's actually pretty that's pretty good there. So again, gonna have to get a little bit more distance in here because it's looking more and more likely that Quest for Workin might have skip on the table here.
And if he does get that skip and Nehru hasn't gone to switches yet, he will get that jump and advantage.
Yeah, I guess Figure Basement's a little bit of a walk there, but yeah, MTech 1 and 2, I would definitely say in terms of getting that. I don't think Nay is going to take any of the optional fights here. Probably going to walk by all the dragons as well. Definitely has the power to finish the seed. We have Delahan at Moogle Defense here. So we're going to see if this turns out to be... Well, no, we know it's not going to be because it's Celeste,
And that is a downed Dullahan.
Okay, it's like somebody's got to have Moogle Charm on there because I don't get that many. I don't get that lucky with that many steps like without one there.
What, in Kefka's Tower, you take one step, boom, you're encountered by enemies.
Oh yeah.
I think by Figaro basement, Possum actually meant the South Figaro prisoner check.
Oh yes, yes, that's probably it. Oh, there's our last Ultros here. That's wait, no, we haven't seen Ultros 4, I think. I haven't seen Chupon. So that's 3 out of 4 of our
We have
Ultroses.
not seen Ultros 4 yet. It looks like Christopher Workin's going to get that South Figaro basement Celeste check, hoping it's an Esper. If it is a character, that would be good stuff. Although I think we've seen every character, haven't we?
We're missing Shadow at least. But is Shadow the only character we haven't seen in this?
I think he is. Yeah.
Nope, that is unlocking Final Kefka there. So again, I don't know if actually Quest going to have, just because of the needing 2 of the Espers slash everything. Quest for Orchid is, however, doing a late loot here of the basements. Wants a few more items, I guess, or I think he has warps, or just walking out of here is the faster route. Oh, we also have not seen Gao. That's correct.
Oh, yeah, Gao. Yeah, Gao's one we haven't seen. So Gao and Shadow are pretty much the only 2 characters we haven't seen, and not quite sure where they are. Let's say Christopher Workin's going to be doing some shopping and potential looting to see what he can find before heading into Kefka's Tower himself. So
Yeah, might remember as Nay did that World of Ruin item shop was very stacked. Nay is standing there for a moment and thinking, which group do I want to go where?
oh, it can't drop down the tons of weight on your characters.
I mean, you know, we're sure Saban could probably catch it. I don't know about the rest of them.
Sabin, yes. I mean, Edgar does have that blitz, so he could suplex those weights coming down.
True. Yeah, I would say with the, you know, the Minerva, I've seen a Thunder Shield and a couple Flame Shields come out. Healing might not be a huge thing in this Kefka fight here. Uh-oh, Nay. Nay, go back. Go back. I've done it too. You're
Oh,
about to figure it out.
oh no.
Nay's like, wait a minute.
There we go.
Because I've never done this. So yes, I have. Only I generally, you know, take the center group up first, and I wait till I kill the statue to figure out that I done goofed.
That's how I believed I soft locked a seed once, because I completely forgot to do that. That was the biggest rookie mistake I could ever make. I was sad that day. And Christopher
That
Workin's
is,
going into his Kefka's Tower at a minute 15:35.
that's a pretty good Sortex 7 coming out of that Saban right now.
It did. What did
It was doing about
oh.
2300 to hit. Ultima is still Ultima.
Oh, I think he's looking to see why he didn't get Skip.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's one character shy of Skip.
Yeah, I think both of them ended up one character shy of skipped, which is the weird thing. But down goes Air Force, however. Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to To Nay, what was in the Inferno spot? Oh wait, that was Ultros. That's right.
Yeah, that was Ultra 3, I think.
Yeah, that was
Or was it
Ultros
1?
3. Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of those purple octopuses. We get a tunnel armor in the goddess spot. Or sorry,
Uh,
poltergeist spot.
yeah, we've Kefka's trying to go mechanical for his guardians. That's not a really great one there. I believe Saban might have just dismantled it in one command. Yeah, one command.
And that is a very quick tunnel armor kill. Going to show the power of Sword Tech 7.
All right, Nay has one character at the button. Or close enough to the button.
Doing a little bit of quick menuing here to see what Esper we can take into the final fight with us.
Yeah, Zone 6 not bad for party-wide shell. Phantom is looks like your lone columns protection here. This group doesn't, unless you really want to put magic, unless you want to put encounters on, doesn't have any more opportunities at magic points, sadly. So we're gonna see what the rest of everybody's doing here. I don't think they picked up Cure 3 on anybody.
Not that I was able to see.
Might not need it, but we kind of shrug at that there. Goddess in the Doom spot. Fortunately, I believe that is still fixed dice sensor. So the most annoying part of Goddess's kit is out of the way. Not that we're going to get to see it because wow.
Yeah, that is a completely dead goddess.
That sensor said we don't have time for this. It gets the fixed in those fixed dice right there. So yeah, blink and you miss it.
That's one of those moments where Cesar turned to Cyan and said, "Hey, bet you 300 gil I can kill Goddess in one swing."
And then if I'm Cyan, says still pay up. You used 4.
And that is the second party on the set of switches for Nehru.
Yep, and I believe Nay does have that lock who is swinging double big stick here. So with Magic Master out on Esper Mountain here, I don't really think there's anything that I would be afraid of here. Is running... Oh, is telling Science Party, hey, just in case, though, go save.
That's really not a bad play, just in case you don't know what this boss pertains. We know it can't be Magimaster, but it is Umaro.
Now we do have the Spider-Man pointing meme here with Yumaro and Yumaro.
And the Joker Meat challenge: kill the Yeti with the Yeti.
Oh wow, that Yeti came to play. Wow. I don't think that Edgar had any armor on, but casual 2,500 point tackle there.
In a fight between Umaro and Amaro, I'd have to say I would give this one to Umaro. He does have a slightly better defense than Umaro does, but Umaro, man, just has that physical attack going on, knocking out Umaro in the process.
Pretty much Yeti on Yeti violence is apparently frowned upon, but apparently regicide by Yeti is okay.
Yetis are allowed to fight each other, but they have to make up afterwards.
Hmm.
And that is the final statue spot down for Nehru. So she will be able to step on her switches in just a few seconds.
Yep. The good news is, I believe, I don't know what they have in terms of instant death. Neither was able to make it through Magitech, so Expert is off the table. That said, we do know they do have a good way to shut down magic. And yeah, maybe we'll just get lucky for head on the whole columnist thing.
I mean, we do have a Phantom, so that'll help somewhat against the physical attacks, at least for tier 1.
Yeah,
And
the one
it'll
thing
help
about Phantom is
for
that you absolutely need to time it very well, is you're going to have to make sure you both skip, Medio phase, as well as skip Medio phase, as well as just keep your vanish, because anything like that will just drop the vanish in no time flat there.
You also want to make sure you're not healing while you're in the Vantage
Yep.
stage, because
eh,
that's another way to get rid of it.
Yep. And I will be right back. I gotta take care of something real quick here.
No worries. And we have Nehru stepping on the switches at 122.55. So she will be taking on her final Kefka fight here in just a few seconds. Meanwhile, Christopher Warkin is adjusting his party's equipment, making sure everything's all nice and set. He is going to be taking on the left side of his final 3 stretch fights. And he'll be taking on his goddess with Setzer and Strago, and we'll see what Setzer's able to do with this, with the power that he does have. And meanwhile, Nehru is now on tier 1, which consists of 3 parts. You've got the long arm, which does something. It's usually killed by instant death early on, so it doesn't really get a chance to shine. You also have head, which, if killed last, will retaliate with Quake, which can do a tremendous amount of damage to your party. And we also have short arm, who, if that's killed last, will just do a pretty big hit to to one of your party members. So short arm, kill last. Head, kill first. Long arm, you can just doom it, or even sword tech 8 it, because that is, I believe, sword tech 8 is an instant death attack.
Correct.
It is indeed, yes. And I'm sorry about that there. Yeah, Sortech 8 is actually the ID that would deal with this here. So yeah, that's now if you had a float there, you could just kind of deal with this at your leisure as well. Is charging up Sword Tech. Let's see if she remembers that. Yep, that's Sword Tech 8 coming out here. However, okay, I was about to say I forgot what was saying with the Sword Tech there. And yep, okay, so that is left arm down.
And Christopher Worgen is taking on the right side statue, taking on his Umura fight. So he'll be on the switches here in just a few minutes as well. So we'll have both of these runners, competing head to head to see who gets through with the tiers a bit faster. But for now, Tara throwing that shock out. So we only have short arm left, so we're not going to have to worry about seeing a Quake come out, which is always nice.
Yeah, the physical counters are a thing here, but gonna rely back on Setzer, who has put down the cracked dice apparently here, but does take a shield here. Still not down yet. Gonna probably just go for a Sword Tech 7 here to finish things up. Add tier 1.
And that is tier 1 down. moving on to tier 2, if you want to give us the rundown of how tier 2 works.
Oh boy, lots of things to do here. First off, ID will take care of tools in the middle here, so Sword Tech 8 should come out again. Hits on the far right there, up top there. Really, it's just not really all that annoying. To his namesake, he does favor a lot of physical attacks. What you really want to be worried about are the two others. On the far left, you have Magic, who is being dealt with right now by a Siren summoning here. And on the bottom right, you have probably the most annoying piece in Tiger, who loves to use, fun things like Doom Tusk and Northern Cross and other things you really don't have great answers for.
And Christopher Walken has stepped on his switch, is about to take on tier 1 of his final fight. We do get a Flare Star. I believe that was a Flare Star, which does a lot more good than bad. So that does help a lot. Meanwhile, we did get the cleave off. We do want that Tiger down first to prevent from any really nasty effects such as zombie or confuse or anything else that it could throw at your party.
Yep. And if you have ice threes there, Tiger is weak to ice there. So if you do have that in your bag, if you have ice three or even ice two in your bag of tricks, not a bad idea. Just start slinging those ice type magics at this just to make that go faster. Again, between shutting down magic and shutting down Tiger, the faster you can put a muzzle on both of those, the better your tier two is going to go.
And it looks like Tiger is down for Nehru's side, so
Yeah.
and that is going to be uh 10 hits. So the last thing she'll have to worry about is Magic, who is already muted and going for another cleave.
Yeah. Now, one thing is, all of Day's party is in the front row to go along with that. So yeah, that 10 hits was definitely a little more interesting here. So I wonder how much of okay, does have badge attack, so it does have heal force as an option as well. But I just don't know. I know Cure 2 was also out there somewhere. Again, Cure 3 wasn't learned. I just don't know what that is. But of note, the Quest for Workin is in tier 1 here as we speak, so it definitely has made up some ground, only being a tier down.
Make that too, because it looks like Nehru is going on to tier 3. So it with tier 3, we're going to have two targets this time. We're going to have Girl and Rest. Girl is the one that you definitely positively want to kill first. She absorbs pretty much every element, so magic's not going to be the best against her. However, on the plus side, she does only have 9,999 health, so one massive attack to Girl, and she is down and out for the rest of the game. And she does have a chance to use Whirlwind, so she can restore. Another reason why you want to kill her first is because if you kill Rest first, she'll just life to him and bring it back at full health, and that's not something you want to do. And Rest is just completely nasty. Can counter with Train, Meteo, when he's at lower health, just all sorts of nasty attacks. So you want to make
Oh,
sure you try
no.
to get on the offense just as fast as possible. And another thing you want to try to make sure you don't do is proc an Illumina on Girl, because that 7k that healed, that is completely nasty.
Yeah, that now to be at least fair, she had healed up. Oh, I did not see Life 3 on lock. That's another form of columnist protection. It's just eating it, getting resurrected afterward.
Life 3 is a very good life insurance policy for calmness once that comes out and about.
Now the big thing here is, again, that Day has unfocused attacks and fixed dice offering Quadra Slice here. And Saban has done probably about 12,500 damage to sleep proper here. And the whole thing is you're also saying that, yeah, you don't want to absolutely want to kill the top first there. But the thing is, Rest has 40,000 hit points, and as soon as you get him below 30,000, he starts coming out with Train. He starts coming out with Meteo. Yeah, a bunch of things you don't want to deal with here. So this Ultima coming out from Terra is probably going to drop. Oh no, there's quad nines. So that's about 24,000 ish on Rest right now. So
So
this
we do
Ultima
have
is going to push into Meteo phase.
we have to have another attack on standby right after to. Nope, never mind. There's Meteo.
All right. Meteo does have suspect accuracy though, so that's at least okay. But yeah, definitely wants to get some. What the offense here? The Sortex 7 should push out of Calmness phase. So I believe this does mean Ney is headed to final Kefka. We'll see if a double Calmness comes out. Down goes Terra, and Life 3 comes out. And only one. Okay.
And with that, we are moving on to the final tier of this fight. The big man himself, Kefka, who you want to make sure absolutely just focus on nothing but attacks. Get all your strongest magic spells out there. Keep hitting them with sticks. Roll those dice at him. And just be careful of the counterattacks he could do, such as Hyperdrive, Havoc Wing, and his own Ultima. So that is something that could be very bad if he counters with any one of those three.
Yep. Now the big thing here is for those who don't know this fight here, that his first move will always be Fallen One unless you deal more than 30,000 damage to put him in his second phase, where he brings forth the end, becomes beyond chaos. He drops all of his counterattacks, and at that point starts charging Goner. There's Fallen One already here, which I do believe means the counters are out to play already as well. Oh, did get Sortex 6 and S7, so... Or maybe the counters just passed...
And we do get that Megalixir popped off for Nehru's side.
Yep, Questfer is on tier 3 now, is throwing buttons. Oh. Setzer's like, just kidding, I'm gonna come with some... Oh, never mind. Comes with Niners, and then comes with the Trip Ones, and then Havoc Wing for
Ooh.
the damage cap on lock. Wow.
Kefka's showing Setzer how max damage is done.
Yep,
You
this
want to throw a
Ultima
bunch of ones at me? It's
should
good
put
night,
Kefka...
lock.
Yeah, this Ultima should put Kefka into that phase here, but not before lobbing a hyperdrive at Terra. And she doesn't have life 3 anymore because she lost it on the last phase, so here's a Phoenix down. Oh, this is scary here. Now Setzer could kill with good enough rolls here, but if Setzer doesn't go all the way, okay, no counter. That was frightening. We are not in a no counter range yet, and that could very well have been an Ultima counter.
And if that would have been the case, that would have been almost a full wipe for Nehru. And we are getting into the Goner phase for Kefka on Nehru's side, so just all out focused attacks, and Kefka should be down.
Oh yeah, that
As he
Setzer
is
attack
now
absolutely put Kefka into possible Ultima counter.
at
Because that was only about 7,000 that came from Locke, so get your GGs out for Neyriliana. Do we have an official time here?
135.49. So
135.49.
congratulations to Nehru Ilana. I mispronounced that. I am sorry.
And I believe we are potentially getting in for a interview here in just a little bit. And that would be it. Welcome in, Nay. Very well played.
Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, Nightzu. Hello, Eric. Thanks for putting on.
Hello.
Y'all.
So, how are you feeling with the seed that you won tonight?
Honestly, I'm feeling really good about it. I didn't know how well I'd do. I'm really happy to know that I did as well as I did. I didn't really expect anything else aside from like it's gonna be time. It's probably not gonna be sub 90, but it's close enough for me. New PB for me as well.
Yep, and just to jump in here real quick before the interview keeps going on, Quest for Workin has just finished with a 137.18, so get your GGs out for him as well.
Oh, wow. He wasn't that far behind me.
It was a very close race and a very entertaining one at that too.
I cannot wait to watch the VOD for this.
It'll be fun. And we
Well,
are also
well.
joined by Christopher Workin here. GG's on the seed. How are you
GG's,
feeling
friend.
about the seed?
I hate Magi Master.
Oh, yes.
Magimaster? Where?
Esper Mountain.
What does? You took the Did you find Realm?
Yes.
I didn't take Realm. I was already at 6 characters when I found her.
The interesting thing is that both of you actually finished on 9 Espers at 8 characters, and I don't know. We do know Christopher had 22 checks. I don't know about Nays there in terms of that, but yeah,
I have
both of
no
you are a
clue.
character away from a skip, I think, and both of you headed into KT despite that.
Yeah. It was by that time it was just the checks we had, the checks I had left, not good. No fast checks. And so it would have been it was faster to just do KT.
Yeah, that was the other
I
thing. Between the
know.
both of you, it was actually wildly divergent. Neither of you really took the same paths to get there. I know Nay found Go-Go and ended up finding that Terra with Shock there, which was rather interesting.
Go-Go had Terra with Shock. Ah, son of a Grinch.
Oh
Yeah,
no, Go-Go
it
didn't have that.
was
Terra was
surprising.
on tomorrow. That's it. That's
yeah,
right.
Terra was Umaro check.
Yeah.
You got Yamar. Oh, holy! What characters did you get?
Okay,
between
so
the two of
once I
you-
got Go-Go, when I got Go-Go, I went to Go-Go's check, and then I got Umaro. And then from Umaro, I went to go to Umaro's check, not knowing Terra was there. And then I found Terra with Shock.
Yeah, between the two of
Wow.
you, real quick, but the only characters we didn't see were Gao and Shadow. Between the two of you, you found everybody else.
Where was Cyan?
Cyan was actually behind Terra at Zozo.
Yep, as Zozo.
The only character I'm salty about is not finding Celis earlier.
Who was behind that Mog that I don't think Nay found?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never found Mog.
Oh, that's right, because you found Strego at Barren Falls and Mog was Fnatic's Tower. That's right.
Yep.
Oh, that's something path I would never have gone down.
Yeah, so when you watch that, you will almost be watching 2 different seeds. And I want to say one of the other things was, Quester, you did find that fixed dice behind Magic Master. Unfortunately, there was one way back in Returner's hideout. Actually, that's kind of a question I want to ask both of you. Both of you, while you did have early game power, both of you were a little light on early game stuff looting, and may have didn't have like the consumables early that you might have wanted.
Well, consumables, I'll be be honest, I forgot about them until Gar reminded me. But I did get them eventually.
Yeah, and then so I like in my practice session with Jackamus, I used to do like 10-20 minutes of looting, all this, and that probably cutting that out probably made it as close as it was, because just cutting out the 10-20 minutes of looting has sped me up a lot. This seed was
I know
just
that my
go ahead.
I know that my looting was between like 5 and 9 minutes, and then I just went straight into my checks. That's something I usually do. I usually do go up to 10 minutes, but I wasn't too worried about early game after I found the fixed dice and saw I had Sepser. I especially found a couple Genji gloves, and that's where
Genji
my luck had...
Where were the Genji gloves?
I found them. I think I found some of them early game as well. And like, I don't
Oh,
remember
yes,
where, but
yes.
I found
Oh,
an
no,
Illumina and a Ragnarok.
Both of you found the swords. The Genji gloves. One was in the Adventuring Academy in Narsh, and the other one was in the Lone Wolf building. There were 2 Genji gloves in Narsh.
Oh, jeez!
Yes,
by the
indeed.
time I went to the Narsh treasure room, I was going for time, and I'm like, save the frames, just save the frames. So, dang it.
My luck was swinging by the end of the seed, I'll tell you that. Swinging in a Ragnarok and an Illumina. I got the Ragnarok since I got Terra. Quite some luck, but...
See, I chose the Ragnarok over the Esper in the early game, so Locke could swing it. Yeah, I chose the Ragnarok over the Esper for the early game power.
Actually, yeah. I would have thought about that, but I didn't, because I was holding on to hope I would find Terra, and luckily I did find her.
I ended up finding like 2 Illumina, so Locke was swinging an Illumina at the end, and so was Sabin.
Not bad.
So the other thing I really wanted to is both of you definitely had like low resource Kefka fights. The Mega Elixirs and X Potions in Zen really helped Nay there, but I mean both of you did kind of have that low healing but decent armor going into the final fight there. And yeah, what are you thinking like when you're on tier 3 and like W-Win comes out and what do I have here?
Just shrug and miss the people I wanted it to miss. I can worry about healing. You probably say I did have a bit of struggle with my life 3s because, well, I didn't find any better calmness protection and I wasn't risking the Phantom play.
I had 2 Illuminas. And Sabin had a Paladin shield, so he was immune. Ed Locke had like according to Jack, had like a 10% chance to get hit, and the other 2 weren't doing as much damage, so I wasn't too worried about it, based on the math. And I had so much money because Zen Thief was cheap, and Auction House didn't have Espers, so I picked up I got a Mega Elixir from killing Magi Master, and I picked up another one in World of Ruin Zen, so I had 2 Mega Elixirs, so Whirlwind didn't mean jack.
I did as well. I know that I definitely had 2 at the end, and I had a couple X potions.
I picked up a stack of X potions, I had so much money.
Oh, that's nice. I wasn't too money heavy, but I wasn't too worried about it. I feel like this seed was honestly one of my really good ones that I really enjoyed. Loved this seed.
This seed had a lot of dead checks.
It did.
I ended up with like 24 checks with like 3 dragons. So I wouldn't have done as many dragons if I had realized that there was 2 requirements for the skip instead of 1. Because the only reason I did some of the dragons was to get to 22 checks because I thought I just needed the 22 checks for the skip. And that's because I've been practicing on regular Ultros League flags and not the flags for the Moogle Cup. So
yeah, that was something we were kind of wondering there, is if one of you were going to try for that 9th after kind of figuring that one back out there. But I mean, both of you did have a really good KT there, so I mean, I don't think you would have lost that much time in that case.
Yeah. Well, at that point, it was just, kill what you have to kill, ignore the rest, just get there.
So one thing that I do want to ask both of you at the same time, if there was anything you two felt like you could have done differently with this seed to sort of have a little bit of a faster time, what would it be and why?
Ladies first.
I would say that I would have actually pursued a Terra check sooner. I would have pursued Umaro sooner, and I would have pursued... When I found Gogo, I was thinking, oh, do Gogo check. The thing is, I wasn't thinking about possible character from Umaro. I wish I would have done something like that Welk check sooner, or did something where I found that Edgar just a teensy bit sooner, because I did lag behind a little bit just because I forgot, hey, I have Sealed Cave. And just so you know, there was a fixed dice as well in one of the Sealed Cave chests.
For me, it would have been remembering that Locke had Ultima at the Magi Master fight.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
Oh.
That right there cost me the race.
All right.
I think this race was real good.
It was a good race, but that Magi Master, the Magi Master fight alone cost me the race.
Yep. I mean, regardless, I mean, you made a hard charge coming up to the end. I think Nate was a couple minutes ahead, and when she finished, you were kind of finishing up tier 3, so you almost brought that back there. It'll be a really interesting rewatch for both of you there.
Yeah,
I really don't have any other questions myself either. So
yeah, I think the final time we were about a minute and a half apart.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for setting up the restream, and thank you, Questa, for working, for being my opponent tonight. Amazing job. Amazing.
GG.
GG's.
Yep.
Yeah, good run, you guys. That was a really entertaining race to watch, and I think you guys did really good with what you all had.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That'll be it for me tonight, so yeah, good night, y'all. Thanks for Nightdew and Eric the Swift for doing the commentary, Grethen for our tracking, our restreamer Joker Mage. I'll have an amazing evening.
Yep,
Man,
thank you to the restream team, and thank you to SpeedGaming for letting us play.
Doing my job for me. Thanking everybody. We'll do it again here. But I don't know if we have a. I don't know if we're just cutting stream or if we do have a raid target. I don't know if SpeedGaming actually lets us raid. So, Joker, I'll leave that to you.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. It was a great race, and I'm glad we were able to get it put on for you. If any of this at all interests you, definitely find our website, find our Discord. I'm pretty sure at some point someone has done the commands in the chat and Twitch to link to those things. But if any of this at all interests you, if you want to be the next winner of the Moogle Cup, come on down and join us. In the meantime, thanks for everyone, our racers, our restream team, and you, the audience, and especially SpeedGaming for giving us this spot. That's all. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, have a good one, all.